Hello everyone and welcome back to my uh, development diary blog thing. You know what it is by now. I hope. If this is your first episode, in which case you don't know what this is, um, I'm Basilisk, the head narrator for Eastern and Central Idalos, and currently, at least at the time of this recording, head narrator for 3 cities each, or the only narrator, actually, I guess, maybe, for 3 cities in each in Central and Western. Eastern. Jade has Western. Anyway, uh, before I get into it, we pretty much wrapped up, I pretty much wrapped up the city of Avorion, just got to add in NPCs in a few more locations, so that'll probably be the topic of an upcoming vlog. Won't that be fun? Actually, it will be a lot of fun, so there. And we've started really burning through the price list. Jade got pretty much all the clothing done. Congratulations to her, because it had been so terrible if I'd even tried to do that. Hers, her what she did with it looks really nice, and I really hope players get a lot of enjoyment out of it because it's really good. I'll let her talk more about that. Her and Ash both have been working on food, and in the meantime I've gotten weapons and armor up, or at least what we need to start with. I'll probably go back and add more in as the RP goes on, but for now, it's done, and I've got other stuff to work on, like skills and professions and a new race, 5 more cities, finishing up Avorion, you know. My office still isn't finished. Alright, other than that, since my last vlog, we've also added a few more cities. Some more work has been gotten done on those. Most of the races are finished. We've got a fuck ton of immortals now. At last look, it was 25, I think. Yeah, 25. And there might be more coming. I'm not entirely certain. We'll work that out as we get to it, though. So yeah, at this point in writing, it's actually the 24th of October in the year 2014. We're hoping to get this site up, running, and open to the public on the 1st of November 2014, which is in 7 days, I believe. Maybe 8. Not quite sure whether or not we count the first as the 8th day or not counted among that list. Either way, whatever. A week, maybe a little more then. So, as you can see, at this point, we're almost done with the early development cycle, which is good news for us and for you. Of course, this will be uploaded probably by the time the development is actually finished, along with probably one more from me. So, hey, there's that. Anyways, enough rambling for me. I'm only going to discuss one topic today, partly because 45 freaking minutes of video is ridiculous, and oh yeah, okay, and on top of that, I haven't actually gotten that much done aside from the price list and working on Avorion since my last vlog update, and since Avorion still isn't finished, I'm not going to talk about that one much. But what I am going to talk about is another Immortal, since that's about the only thing I have really gotten done that isn't price list or skills or Avorion. I've got 3 of those to talk about, but I'm only going to do one right now, and I'll cover the other 2 in fucking you. My monitor tried to go dim on me, but I've only got 2 more of those to talk, 3 Immortals right now to talk about, and that should fill a few more of these shorter vlogs. So, right, anyways, in the meantime, let's get into this. We're only covering one topic today. The only topic we're covering today, the only other segment we have besides this brief introduction, because I'm still doing those, is the immortal Ralaith. So, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so, Ralaith is the immortal of wisdom, bitterness, and time. Now, as you probably see by his image, which should have flashed up just before this segment, and is of course on his page, Ralaith is not very young looking. He looks more like a middle-aged man. That's because it's a little hard to consider someone to take someone who professes to be wise seriously when they look, like they're in their early 20s or something. So, and of course he's got a book. Now, time was something that it looked like he could. His picture was honestly what gave me the inspiration for having him be the immortal of wisdom and time. The wisdom, of course, comes from the fact that he looks like he's old enough to actually be considered wise, and I was wanting to do an immortal of wisdom. Time comes from the fact that it looks like he's kind of bending space and time around him. Of course, I didn't give him space because, didn't want to, but I did give him time. Now, bitterness was an interesting one, as it was actually a suggestion from Jade. Now, of course, Ralaith is one of the children of Pyron. I'm gonna call him Pyron. Pyron may be right, may be correct, but Pyron just sounds funnier. So, hey, now, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Now, the bitterness thing was, actually because in somewhere on the forum, I think it's at the out of character discussions area, is of course the love triangle, is the big love web thing that Dementia made up. On that. Never mind. Actually, never mind. Now, terribly sorry, my brain just shut down. Now, of course, you'll see on that, if you look, that Ralaith was in love with Daya, the immortal of companionship, and about three or four other things. I will let Jade, I believe is her creator, talk more about her. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure she is. And, that'll be in one of her vlogs. That's for later. But for now, Ralaith is... Now, he fell in love with her, but being a kind of shy guy, he couldn't bring himself to approach her. Now, eventually, she was, of course, murdered. Killed, or something. Probably murdered. I don't know. I think that's what I got, was that she was murdered. And Ralaith... Now, to kind of twist the knife, Daya died on the day that Ralaith was going to go confess to her. Now, of course, after her death, he was consumed by his grief and bitterness, and went and took his revenge out on, humanity. Now, eventually, of course, he was able to find a tribe in the middle of the Uzkernia jungle. Now, he was able to reconnect with that tribe, or not reconnect, I guess. Fuck, what am I trying to say? Not reconnect with them so much as they reminded him of Daya? Of the woman that he had fallen in love with. Now, of course, that city would eventually grow up to become one of the cities that at the moment, I don't think it's on the map, it might still be on the map, but at the moment isn't available to play in because it's not even remotely developed, and isn't going to be developed until after we get things set up, and I've got some people take over the 6 cities I'll be running at the start. But, that city will eventually become... Load, you bastard. As soon as the map loads, I'll tell you the name, because I done forgot. Strasden. Strasden. The name was Strasden. Now, Strasden and its inhabitants I'll get to talking about later, but eventually Ralaith, who was still pretty withdrawn, found out about the war between the Immortals. Now, of course, since he was, in honor of Jade, one of these vlogs you gotta tell me how to pronounce this woman's name. As a sort of tribute to the memory of the woman he loved, Ralaith has joined up with the side of the Immortals that are protecting the mortals of Idalos. Now, Ralaith himself isn't much of a fighter. Like, I think his main weapon is not right next to me like I thought it was. So, shit. I know I've got one around here somewhere. Hey, look, there goes my brain. It's just completely gone. Fuck. I thought I had one of these on the table right next to me. But I don't. I don't know where one is. Since I know we're in an apartment, we can't keep all of our sharp, pointy objects on hand. Not enough room, so we've got a lot of stuff in storage. I really hope what I'm thinking of probably is in storage. And I don't have anything right about the right length. But he's supposed to carry a sword that, or not a sword, a knife. This will work, I guess, for an example. Or will this work better? No. He's supposed to be carrying a knife that's about the blade, like you probably have seen like a Bowie knife or a hunting knife. The blade itself will probably be is supposed to be about as long as this whole knife here is, with the handle being about the same length as the handle on this one. But that's about all he uses for combat. He's not a good fighter. His main thing is, of course, bending time to give himself what advantages he can, or controlling time in some way. I haven't quite worked out what his powers are. Since I'm not... Well, I'll get to that in a different video. The powers of my different immortals and how they all work and all that shit. But, yeah, he primarily serves as a theorist or a strategist. Someone to try and figure out what the other factions are up to, what their plans are, how they're gonna, what their next moves are gonna be, and all that. So he's primarily one of the group's thinkers rather than one of their fighters. Now, let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I think that's it. I can't think offhand of anything else I particularly wanted to say about Ralaith. I know this was basically just a brief summary of his history, and I normally try to go into more than that, but Ralaith's history is pretty central to who he is. He's very much driven by the memory of the immortal he'd fallen in love with, because I still don't know how to pronounce her name, because, yeah. Now, I'm terribly sorry, my brain just shut down again. I do so love it when this happens. Now, of course, eventually I'll get into Strasden and how all that relates to him, but basically they all follow his ideals. They're it's very much a scholar city, and for now I'm just gonna sit and leave it at that. That's about that really okay. I need to focus. That really is all I gotta say on Ralaith. What are you doing? Good girl. Dog's making weird scratching noises, all curled up over here. It's kind of like a bean, honestly. Yeah, why not? I'll show you. Move my mouse a moment. This is gonna be a little awkward, but yeah, dog. Just get her all the way in the screen there. There we go. That's my dog, and that's my foot next to my dog, and she's unconscious. Roxy, are you awake? No, she's not awake. Alright, well, with that, I'm gonna wrap with that shot of my dog, because I don't have anything else to end this on. I'm just gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. In the next episode, we'll probably talk about another immortal, and in the meantime, I will see you all in the next video. In the this has been Basilisk. Thank you, and, good night, folks.